Okay. How to build our first project? We discussed in the yesterday's class. Okay. So now let's see building the code. How to build the code? See here. So modify views.py inside the app folder. Whatever the application folder we have created inside views.py. And any logic we want to write, any output we want to print for the user. Right now we are going to write inside the views.py file. So where views.py available? ఎక్కడ ఉంటుందమ్మా? Which folder? Project folder or app folder? ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఫోల్డర్ లో ఉంటుందా, యాప్ ఫోల్డర్ లో ఉంటుందా? సెట్టింగ్స్ డాట్ పై ఎక్కడ ఉంటుంది? వేర్ సెట్టింగ్స్ డాట్ పై? Project folder. So that's what when you see here Django projects. So my environment scripts folder. So first what I will do, I will go to scripts folder, cmd. So activate. Okay, first step by step radhamu. So go to scripts folder of virtual environment in command line. And then what we have to do, we have to activate it. Once done, change to project folder. So what is the project name we have given? Sample project something, change to project folder. So here we have this file manage.py. So this is project folder and this is the app folder. We have the project folder and app folder. So we have activated the environment, right? So now what we will do, when we open the folder here, like documents, my environment, scripts folder, sample project. So settings.py, urls.py, they are available here, project folder. Views.py, models.py, they are available in the app folder. So inside the app folder, you open the views.py. Etla edit with, just you can edit it. Open the views.py. Now we'll try to display some output for the user. We'll try to display some output for the user. ఈ ఫైల్ కూడా అమెరికా నుంచి లోడ్ చేయాలా? Okay. So you can see something like this from django.shortcuts. In this package, a function called render that is imported. Next, we will import one more folder here, one more package from django.http. Django is the package, HTTP is the module. Inside this module, we have to import a class that is HTTP response. Any input entered by the user, it is encapsulated into request object. Any response is sent for the user, it is encapsulated into HTTP response object. So if I want to send any output for the user, that output I am going to write inside the HTTP response object. So that's why we are importing it from django.http. That's why we are importing the class here like this. So now what I will do, just I will define a function. Define welcome. Views can be created in two ways, functions and classes. If you have created a function as a view, we call it a functional view. If it is created using classes, class based view. In the React JS lo functional components, class components, like that, function based views, class based views. So first I am creating a view as a function. Every view, it is defined to accept a built-in object called request. So what this object contains, any input submitted by the user. And I have entered some input inside a form. Any input submitted by the user, that input is encapsulated into request object. Okay, so what I want to do, I want to display some output for the user. So return HTTP response. Inside you can write whatever the HTML code you want to print. I want to display some text here. H1 align equal to center. I will write like welcome to Django programming. So this is what the output I want to print for the user. Welcome to Django programming. This is what the output I want to print for the user. So first create a view. What content you want to print for the user? What content you want to print for the user? First you create a view there like this. Once the views are created, remember, once the views are created, Manamu, that Django architecture we discussed. Whenever user submits a request to a URL, Django will check whether this URL is valid in URL dispatcher or not. If not available, 404 error. And every URL you must declare in the URL dispatcher. URL dispatcher and here the file name is urls.py. All the URLs we have to declare inside urls.py. So what I will do, create a URL for the above view. ఎక్కడ క్రియేట్ చేస్తాము, inside urls.py as below. Here we have to create. So urls.py, where it is located? Project folder. Adi, you must have clear picture. Project folder what contains, app folder what contains. Adi, you must have clear picture. So just I will go to project folder and here you have the urls.py. urls.py, settings.py, both are available in projects folder. Just right click on settings.py, edit with IDLE. Any IDLE you can use. ఎందుకంటే we are not going to run them. Just we are running through server only. So now this is what the URLs file. And even they are showing, if you want to know more information about URL, so just click on the link. And examples, function based views, how to, class based views, how to. Include another URL. One urls.py I want to include inside, how to, everything there. So I can remove these comments. So first what we have to do. So in this particular location, there is a function called path provided. Using that function, we are creating paths. Next, I want to create a URL for a view whose name is welcome. I want to create a URL for a view whose name is welcome. Where this view available, welcome? Welcome view, where it is available? Where we have declared it? What is this file?
Application, sir. Under the application, you can
What
define
is
the
this
view.
file? It is the
Application.
file where this content was written. In which file it is? Views.py. Where views.py available? App folder.
Application.
So first we have to import that views file. So from app1 import views. From app1 import views means in the app1 folder, there is a file called views.py available. I am importing. So now what I will do, see here, path. First you have to declare a URL for it, welcome slash. And when this path is given, when this URL is given, I want to execute a function whose name is welcome. I want to execute a view whose name is welcome. Welcome available where? Views.py. So module.member views.welcome. And while running the application, if any URL ends with this particular text, if any URL ends with this particular text, then what Django has to do? It has to load and execute the welcome in the views.py. And already I told you, Django provides a built-in admin site. For that, you have that link, admin something like this. Okay, na? So, like this, how many views are there? Whether they are function views or class views, whatever they are, for every view, we have to create a URL like this. Okay, now I will save it. Now I will save it. This is the urls.py. Once done, now we will run the project. Run the application as, so how? Python manage.py run server. This is what the command we have to. Python manage.py run server. This is the command. So where manage.py available? Project folder. చూడండి manage.py available in project folder, and make sure your environment is activated. Now I have to give Python manage.py run server. This is the command I will give. Now the Python server will start. What is the web server for Django? Django provides a built-in web server. What is that server name? Java uses Apache Tomcat. PHP uses WAMP LAMP MAMP. .NET uses IIS server. Like that, Django uses DDS, Django Development Server. So to run your web application, we need a server, web server. So here we are running something like Django server. Now, once we start running, what it is showing, these are the default applications that are already loaded. Administration related tasks, authentication related tasks, content types, sessions, many things, whatever required, it has loaded. And now you can see Django application is running at this URL, http://127.0.0.1. Otherwise, what I can do? Instead of that number, what I can give? Local host. And you can see Django is running at the port address. What is that? 8000. At this address, it is running. Okay. Now, open browser and type the and enter the following URLs. This is one thing. Otherwise, when you see the urls.py, there is one more URL available. What is admin? Suppose if I want to work with admin panel, if I want to work with admin panel /admin/, and I have my own view available. What is that? Welcome. If I say admin, admin panel will open. If I say welcome, my file will open. So these are the URLs you can type there. Every view, it must have a URL like this. Even if you want to open, so we have copied, right? Open browser. HTTP localhost 8000. When we are showing, it is showing something like page not found. And no resource is running at this URL. Why? Because there is no URL available called slash base URL aimlet. If you want to run, you can use two options. Just give admin or welcome. So here I will give like slash welcome. Enter. Welcome to Django programming. And it is running my view. Instead of welcome, I have given like admin. Login Django site admin. Site administration we can do. But how to work with admin, we will see later. But this is the way we can do. So once the code works, you can do whatever you want. So in views.py, okay, because it is HTML code, I can write here like style equal to color white, background color, CSS, whatever the properties you want, you can apply there. So read something out. Once done, save the file, refresh. Save and refresh. Already we are running it. Welcome, it will run. కాకపోతే నాది అమెరికా నుంచి రావాలండి అందుకని ఇట్స్ టేకింగ్ టైం. So if there is no error available, you can see something like this. Starting development server at this thing. And if you see something like with the server using control break, and everything is working fine. Now you can see it's working. So this is the way how we can work with. Whatever the HTML code, we will write inside the view. Once the view is created, so this is HTTP response class. We'll create the object of this class. At that same time, while creating the object, to the constructor of the class, what content to be rendered అనేది అక్కడ ఇస్తున్నాం. అంతే కదా, class name followed by parenthesis, we are creating the object. So if you are giving any value, you are passing some text as constructor. When we say return HTTP request, so this particular content, it is set returned. Return అంటే ఎవరికి వెళ్తుంది? Client, end user, browser. Because the request is coming from the user. So that response will be sent to the user. Whatever the code I will write, that code will be printed like this. And if I want to terminate the project, Control C. Okay, na? Control C to terminate the project. So once the project was done, so to terminate the project, type Control C at the terminal. This is what we have to type there. Okay, na? Check చేయండి ఒకసారి. First open the views.py, activate the project.